Allahu Akbar. Great video today. So, I know I just made an unboxing video and people are telling me to wait, but I can't because I want to read this book. From the books of fiqh, there are many books that are like must-haves, right? And every madhab has their own books, and I've done videos talking about different madhahib and the mu'tamad books of the madhab. One of the books of the Hanabila, it is a book called Kashaf al-Qina'. This is by Mansur al-Bayuti, one of the great a'imma of the madhab. And it is a sharh, it is an explanation of a book called Al-Iqna'. Al-Iqna' is by Al-Hajjawi. Those of you that follow the fiqh durus that we have, you know the book Zad al-Mustaqni' that we're doing, written by Al-Hajjawi. Al-Hajjawi wrote a book called Al-Iqna', which became a standard to know the Hanbali madhab, to Muntaha and Al-Iqna'. Al-Bayuti came and he wrote a sharh of Muntaha al-Iradat, which was Sharh al-Muntaha, and he wrote a sharh of Al-Iqna' to kind of merge them and bring them together and explain the madhab. So, that can be bought in 3 volumes. I've seen Kashaf al-Qina', the Sharh of al-Bayuti, on the Matan al-Iqna' of al-Hajjawi in 3 volumes. I've seen it in 5 volumes. I've even seen it in 7 volumes. But the one I have here today is in 17 volumes. So how does that happen? Why does a book that could be printed in 3 volumes end up being 17 volumes? I will explain as we open it, inshallah. So let's have some fun with this. I've already opened the box before, but I need to cut the sides to get it out. It's pretty well packed in there. All right. Now, it's a pretty big sized book. Oh, and it's not light. Whew. Well, who needs to go to a gym? All right. 17 volumes. Why? This print, and this is something amazing, this was printed by the Wizarat al-Adl, the Justice Department of Saudi Arabia, for judges. This was not meant for regular people. You may not realize this, but the Mamlaka Saudiya, the government and the court system of Saudi Arabia, is run on Hanbali fiqh. People may not realize it, but it is. In that, as official judges, people need to know what is the law to rule by. Obviously the Quran, Sahih Ahadith, but in fiqh rulings and so on. So they had Al-Mughni, they had Al-Muqni'a, they had Al-Insaf, they had all these books. But this book became a standard to know because of the eloquence of Al-Bayuti and his sharh of Al-Iqna' and its amazing practical application. So the scholarly bodies in Saudi, they printed a 17-volume print, adding all kinds of beneficial notes and explanations and examples and from other books, and this was printed. It was not sold regularly. Wizarat al-Adl, they printed it and they gave it out to judges. I heard about this from one of my shuyukh. In fact, one of my teachers that used to be a qadi at a certain amount of time in Saudi, when I was studying with him, he was no longer in Saudi. He told me about it. I tried to find it, couldn't find it. So I tried to go to bookstores, PDFs, couldn't find it for a long time. Alhamdulillah, one of the other Tullab ilm, they got me a PDF. I started to read it, loved it. I said, I have to get this book. Every time I went to Mahad al-Lughal, Mahad al-Kitab, or a book fair, or went somewhere, it was on my list. They said, you know what, we're out. These were printed by the Ministry of Justice and given out to judges, and it's no longer in print. So, didn't give up, kept looking. Alhamdulillah, recently we found this, and this is a reprint. This is not, it's the exact same book, but this is printed by Dar al-Nawadir. Dar al-Nawadir, I think they're based out of Kuwait. They do a lot of beneficial prints, good prints, and they found this book, found that it was really beneficial, saw that it was out of print, and they printed it. And alhamdulillah, our brother Abu Sa'ad was able to get it for me. So, let's open it up. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah. I mean, I've been waiting for this for years. So, Here we are. Don't want them to fall. So Dar al-Nawadir printed كشاف القناع عن الإقناع by Mansour al-Buyuti al-Hanbali, the original matan being by al-Hajjawi. This is what they call a photocopied print. So not sure how well you're able to see it, but this is not the original typed out print. What they did, because it's out of print, they got it and they basically photocopied it, PDF'd it, scanned it, and then printed it. And you can tell the clarity is not like the original print. You'll see some pixelization, but they did put it on the cream colored paper, which is good because the original one I saw was on white paper. Not a big deal. And they kept it pretty clear. This here, this is the 17th, the end volume, this is Faharis. But it's clear enough where you can very easily read it. Really good references. But let's get into the actual book because this is more the tables of context and contents and all that. So let's put a few of these down so they don't fall. And let's go somewhere in the middle. As you can see, good strong binding, good paper. Now, inside what you will find is the print is clear. I mean, alhamdulillah, again, not sure how well you can see the print, but it's clear enough where you can easily read it. You can tell this has been photocopied, but alhamdulillah, I'm okay with that. You will find the matan within the brackets and then the explanation. And then what you will find is a lot of notes that have been added with explanations to each hadith and rulings, and these have been added by the Lajna of Ulama in Saudi for judges to be able to give rulings. So I find that very beneficial. Here's an example. So here is the matan within the brackets. After that you will find this, the matan being al-Hajjawi from al-Iqna'. After that the explanation of al-Buyuti in Kashaf al-Qina'. And all of this here and all of this here now has been added to explain the strength and weaknesses of the ahadith, the opinions of different madahib, opinions within the madahib, some beneficial notes of case studies and things like this. Now here you will see this whole page is just additional notes for this print. Meaning if you bought Al-Kashaf Al-Qina', same book, same explanation in the 3 volumes, or the 5 or 7, you will not have all of this and all of this. So this is very beneficial. For me, a lot of the benefit here is really what I look for, because the matan itself, I mean, you can get it in any kind of, like Zad al-Mustaqni, you can get a pocket-sized one that you put in your pocket. But when you get a good muhakkik, you get all that additional explanation. A lot of that is the authenticity and weakness of ahadith. So you don't have to go buy a takhrij book now. You can just look in the hashia and look at all that detailed explanation of the narrators and the weakness or strength of the hadith, of difference of opinions. That's like buying multiple books in one. And the good thing is it's organized where now it will be showing up with what you're studying. So unlike if you buy the matan and then you buy a takhrij book and then you buy an explanation, then you're trying to cross-reference them, all of that together. Amazing work, good print, good binding, amazing tahqiq. If you're really interested going deep in the Hanbali madhab or just in evidences and what you would take for a judge to really use as reference when giving rulings in real life, must have. Kashaf al-Qina', this is An al-Iqna' by Dar al-Nawadir. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us and let us benefit from our books.